Hi, my name's Paul, and this is a video to give a high-level intro to Razor WP. Razor WP is a WordPress development framework for anyone building custom WordPress themes. If that's you, I think you're going to love this plugin. It gives you tools and a library and a structure to your code base, making it maintainable and scalable and fun to develop. In this video, we're going to jump straight into the code base to take a look at how Razor WP can help you. We're going to look at how it deals with configuration of your WordPress site, setting up custom post types, taxonomies, blocks, and Gutenberg blocks. So jumping into WordPress, here is the WordPress admin panel, which we all know and love. And inside I'm running a Razor WP demo theme with the Razor WP plugin installed inside MU plugins. First thing we're going to look at is configuration. I'm going to show you a file of another WordPress theme, the functions PHP file. This is an old theme and it might be a site familiar. Many hooks and filters all chucked into the functions PHP file, doing various things to get the WordPress site to do what you need. But we all know this can turn into a bit of spaghetti quite quickly and get confusing as to what's going on. The Razor WP cleans all that up. We've got a config folder with various configuration files inside. If we look at one, this is the admin configuration. We can see a nice clean array-based config. This is heavily inspired by Laravel's configuration. Let's have a look at an example. We've got a dashboard option here where we can set show welcome panel true and false. So in the example dashboard, standard WordPress, we get this welcome to WordPress in the dashboard. I never really know if anyone uses that. I quite like to turn that off for my client sites. So I just set that value to false and it obviously disappears. Let's have a quick look at the theme config. In here we can set permanent structures, we can define style sheets, and JavaScript includes typical things that you might need to be doing for a custom theme. And another setting I like is we can set a custom logo on the login screen. So here's the standard WordPress login screen to the admin panel, and we can actually define in here path to an image file of a logo. So if we set that there, if I refresh this now, we get our client logo in there. Next, I'm going to look at custom post types and how Razor WP helps manage them. I'm going to show you a file from another WordPress theme. Again, might be familiar. It's in the functions PHP file, and we have a lot of registration of custom post types with their various arguments defined in a big list that can, again, quickly get a bit confusing. With Razor WP, it actually comes with a command line interface library. So we can run the command php razor make cpt, and I define the name of the custom post type to projects, and I specify I want the templates. So I'm going to create a projects custom post type. So I run this command and it tells me it's created these files. So let's have a look. Inside the theme now, we've got a custom post type folder with this projects stubbed out. Here we can define the normal custom post type WordPress arguments, and it's also created us two files for archive projects and single projects, just stubbed out some boilerplate to get us started. So without actually writing any code, if I refresh my WordPress theme, you can see I've got this projects custom post type now, where I've already added a test project. We can take a look. So let's next have a look at taxonomies. Suppose we needed to add a taxonomy to projects called project type. Again, we can use the command line library to assist us. So we run the command php razor make tax project type. Spell that correctly. And if we run this, again, we see it's created us a file. So having a look in the theme, we now have a tax folder with project type stubbed out again with the usual WordPress args that we can define. So to link this up to the project's custom post type, we just need to define our custom post type inside the object's type value. Having done that, if I refresh my WordPress, we can now see project type as a taxonomy appended to the project's custom post type. And I've already set up design and development as 2 taxonomies so we can link them to our custom post type. So next, let's take a look at blocks. Razor WP uses a block-based system with ACF behind the scenes. So let's suppose we wanted to add a client meta box to the custom post type project. We can set up a block using the command line library, PHP Razor make block, and I'm calling it client. If I run this, it created me a file in the theme. Inside Razor WP, I've got a blocks folder with client stubbed out. So the setup of this is that we define the block fields inside the PHP. Typically, you might use the Advanced Custom Fields admin screen in WordPress to set up field groups and blocks, but with Razor WP, we define it right in our code base. This means that we can have direct access to the fields that exist on each block, and it also exists within our source control. So if we deploy to a server, we don't have to worry about syncing up the ACF fields on the server. They'll just be there available based on what we've declared in the PHP. So as an example, I'm just going to copy in 2 text fields, client name and client description, into this client block. So the final step, in order to attach that block to our project's custom post type, I just need to attach it to this blocks array. So I'll give it a key of client, and I'll give it the value of the client block class that we set up. So by doing that, I now refresh the project. We can see here we've got an Advanced Custom Fields client block set up here with 2 text fields ready to go on the project. So now we've done those 3 things: set up a custom post type, set up a taxonomy, and added a block. I want to show you how we can use this in the front end to make developing the pages real easy. So we've got this single projects file at the moment. I'm just going to replace this with a var dump of the post object so I can show you what we have access to via Razor WP. So this is the standard WP post object dumped out, where we've got ID and post type and a couple of other attributes of the post. Now, as a convenience, Razor WP lets us eager load behind the scenes the block data that we are going to need to access in the template. So for this client block, we can add the key client inside this with value. So now when we refresh the page, we will see that the post object has got this client value with the client name and the client description as the 2 fields of that block. And next we can also eager load the taxonomies that we've attached to the project's custom post type. So again, inside this with array, we can add project type to the terms. And now if I refresh behind the scenes, Razor WP adds in an array of the term IDs that we've attached to the custom post type. Again, just making it more convenient in your template. You don't need to be doing any WordPress functions to get these values. They're all available straight off the page load within the post object. Okay, cool. So the last thing I'm going to show you is making Gutenberg blocks with Razor WP. So similar to the command to make a block that we just did, we can make PHP Razor make block gallery and define the type as a GACF field, Gutenberg ACF. So we run that, and it's created 2 files in the theme. So now in our blocks folder, we've got this gallery subfolder. So inside here, we've got the block settings, and this is a Gutenberg block now. And we've got the template to render that block. So inside the gallery settings, I'm going to add a field, again, defined in the PHP, of type gallery, which is an ACF type. And let's take a look at the block in our dashboard. So I will add a new post so we can see the Gutenberg editor. And Razor WP adds in a new category of all the blocks that you create, and you can change that if you need. And we can see this new gallery block that we've just created. So in the field settings, we've got a gallery where we can add files to the gallery. And in the preview, in the template, let's just have a look. I'm going to print an array that Razor WP adds behind the scenes called ACF data, which will have all of our ACF fields data that we've added to that block. So as you can see in the preview, it's just splitting out an array of one image based on the user uploaded block data. So that was the summary of Razor WP. We hope you liked the video, and you can see the power that Razor WP can provide for your custom theme development. If you want to know anything more about Razor WP, please use the links in the description or leave a comment on this video. It's our ambition to help other WordPress theme developers via Razor WP. There's a lot more tools that Razor WP can offer you. So if you've got any questions or you'd like to know more, please do get in touch and we would be happy to help you. Happy coding, and see you soon.